turn the swing arm off, we're going to start making the connections. We're going to start with the quad connection. Let's start up here in top view. Sketch, top view. We're going to go center point circle. We're going to draw two of these this time because we're making the connection. So there's going to be the first circle. Left click in the center again, draw this one out. And then hit escape. Let's go to the dimension tool. So just like the tubes we made, we want this a little bit larger than 3/4 of an inch. So we went smaller with the tubes. This one, we're going to go larger. So let's go 0.77 for the inner circle. And for the outer circle, we'll just do an inch. When we print the 3D parts, having this set instead of 0.75 at 0.77, it will allow those parts to fit together. Because they're going to be small, they're going to be 1/4 of the size, so they'll be way more fragile. We don't want to break them trying to assemble those or spend a lot of time sanding things down. So we did the center point circle. Let's go over, let's create a new sketch. Let's select the front plane. Let's select the line tool, hover over the center, left click, draw that out, left click again, pull that away, hit escape. Let's go to the dimension tool, left click on that line, and let's go 5 inches for this first one. Now we'll click on that. Let's go to isometric view. Let's go to sweep. Let's click on both of those circles we created. And then let's go to sweep path. Left click on it until it turns blue. Left click on the line. Now we've formed a tube. So this is the first time we've actually formed a hollow tube. The other parts represent tubes, but this is going to be a connection. So we're going to create another circle. Let's go left click on the front plane, left click center point circle, hover over the center, draw this up to about the midway point, left click, draw that out, left click on the sketch, left click on the front plane, left click center point circle, draw this up. Let's draw one circle, let's draw another, and then let's go to the dimension tool, left click on the first outer circle. Let's go 1 inch for that. Let's left click on the inner circle. Let's go 0.77. Let's left click on the center of that circle. Left click on this line at the bottom of the tube. Pull that out. We're going to go 2.5, so the halfway point. There we go. Let's go to isometric view. Let's go over to extrude. Left click on extrude. Left click on that circle we just made. We're actually going to add, because we want that border, we want to be able to see that. Let's go 1.1 inch and just see what that looks like. And let's go symmetric. Yeah, there we go. Left click on the check mark. So now we're going to go over to right view. We're going to create a circle here. So let's go left click on sketch, left click right plane, left click center point circle, hover over the center, draw that up to the center of that area there. We're going to do the same thing that we did before. Left click on that. Now here's another option that we didn't do on the dimension tool. That's going to be 1 inch. The inner circle, we're going to make that one 0.77. Make this one 1.1 as well. There we go. That looks better. Now we're going to go to isometric view. Instead of creating a line like we've done before, we're going to use extrude. Just to show you another option of making a tube. This is useful if you don't have any bends in the tube. So left click on extrude, left click on that circle we just created. We're not going to make it symmetric because we want it to start from that position. And we're going to go 2.5 inches. There we go. All right, there's our first connection. We're going to need a tube to fit through this. So let's go to front view. Left click, create a sketch. Left click, front plane. Left click, center point circle. Come up, find the center point, draw that out. That may not be the center point, but we're going to make sure that it is here in just a second. We're going to make that 0.77. There we go. We're going to left click here on that center of that circle. Left click this out and go 2.5. That should center it up. There we are. We're going to close that. Go back to isometric view. We're going to go over to extrude. We're going to go solid, remove. Select the sketch we just created. We want to go symmetric. Let's go 1.5 inches so that we know it's going to be enough to hollow that out completely. So that should hollow it out completely on each side, and it does. Hit the check mark. So now we can see all the way through that because this is going to be on the top of our frame. Okay, right click on part 13, hit rename. We'll call this the top frame connection. Let's turn part 13 off. Let's go back to top. We're going to create another connection very similar to that one, except it's got one less element. Left click on sketch, left click on top view, left click center point circle, go to the center, draw that out. Let's draw a larger circle. Hit escape, left click on the dimension tool, pull that away. Let's go 1 inch. Let's go 0.77 for the center one. Close that sketch out. Let's go to front view. Left click sketch, left click front plane, left click line tool, left click in the center, draw that out. Hit escape for these. Let's do 5 inches on this one. So left click here. Let's go 5 inches. Close that sketch. Left click on the sweep tool, left click on both circles, make sure both are highlighted, left click on sweep path until it turns blue, left click on the line. We've created our tube, our front plane. So go to front plane, let's go sketch, left click front plane, left click center point circle, draw this up about halfway. Drag that out. Make sure you saw the dotted line. We're going to do a center circle. Hit escape. Left click on the dimension tool. Let's bring that away. Let's go 1.1 on that one as well. Let's go 0.77 on the center circle. Left click on the center of the circle. Left click on the edge of the tube we created. 2.5. Put us at the halfway point. Left click. Let's go to isometric view. Left click on extrude. Left click on the sketch we just created. So it's going to be solid, add. It's creating that tube. We're going to go 2.5 inches. That draws that out. We don't need it to be symmetric, because we want it to be exactly 2.5 inches from the center of that tube we created. Left click on the check mark, close that out, go back to top view, but we do need it to be hollow. Left click on sketch, left click top view, left click center point circle. Let's draw that out. Go up to hit escape, left click on the dimension tool, left click on that circle we just created, 0.77, hit enter. Hit the check mark. Let's go over to extrude. We're going to select the tube we just created. We want that to be, let's go 5.5 inches because it needs to go up. Right out through there. You notice it's at add, so it's creating a cylinder that size. We want it to remove. We're going to change the direction. So all I did was just change that arrow. You can also drag that and notice it's changing how far it goes out. Hit the check mark. I'm going to go back to that original tube we made. So it's not that sketch, it's this one here. And I'm going to change that one to 1.1 just to resize it. Not that that really matters. It can be 1 inch. I just didn't want to have that overhang. Let's right click, rename. So this is going to be part 14, try connection. Go to top view. We're going to go to sketch, top view, or top plane. Select center point circle, select the center, draw that out. Let's draw another one out. First one is going to be 1 inch. The center one is going to be 0.77. We'll extrude these. So let's go back. This is going to be the center of our tube. Left click on extrude. And then left click on the circles we just created. We want to create a new part, so solid new, and we want that to be 1 inch. We're going to keep that there. Let me go back to this extrude. I actually want that to be symmetric, so it starts here in the center of this plane. That'll be easier for us to connect these other parts to. Let's go to front plane, sketch, left click front plane, left click center point circle, draw this out. So we're going to make 2 circles again. Left click on the dimension tool, come out here, let's go 1 inch, 1 inch or 0.77 for the center. There we go, good, that looks good. And close that out, go back to isometric view, go over here to sketch, and we're gonna extrude this, solid new. Click that circle, and we want this to be 2.5. So 2.5 inches, and we do not want it to be symmetric. We want it to start right there. Left click that. Now let's go to right view. We'll just go all the way around. We're going to go left click on sketch, left click here on right view, left click center point circle. We're going to draw this circle out. We're going to make 2 just like before. Left click on the dimension tool, draw that away. That's going to be 1 inch. Left click here, that's going to be 0.77. Hit enter. We're going to close that sketch out, go back to isometric view, and we're going to repeat the same process we did before. Extrude, solid new. We're going to select sketch 37, 2.5 inches. Close that extrusion out to this side. This one will be a little different, not much. Left click sketch, left click back view. I know it says front, but it shows back over here. It's going to show front plane. We're just on the opposite side here. We're going to left click on the center point circle. We're going to draw 2 circles, one inside the other. Left click on the dimension tool, that's going to be 1 inch. This one's going to be 0.77 just like before. We're going to close that sketch out. So this is going to connect the front part of our frame. So let's go to sketch, select top plane, select your center point circle tool, go to the center, draw that out. Select your dimension tool, select that circle we just created, 0.77, hit enter, close that out. So there's a sketch. I had to rename it because I was going to make another part that came off here, but we didn't need it. So now let's go extrude. This time we're going to go solid, remove, select sketch 38. We're going to make that symmetric. Let's go a little bit larger than the part we're hollowing out. Let's hit the check mark. All right, good. We're going to call this our front base connection. Right click. Let's go edit appearance. Let's make this one a purple. Turn this one on. Let's right click. Let's edit appearance. It's blue. We could keep that. That's real close to silver. That won't matter. It's a connection. So we'll keep that one. And I'm going to go to isometric view so we can kind of see what it looks like. That's silver. We don't want that. So let's right click, edit appearance. Let's make that one a green.